Big thanks to Super7 for sending Wave 3 out. Check them out and links to buy in the description.
Kaiju, Turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors. It is Steven here, and welcome back to the third TMNT Ultimates Wave 3 review from Super7. And it is going to be the review I'm sure some of you have been looking forward to. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Ultimates April O'Neil. So this figure had a little bit of controversy behind it because when it was revealed, a lot of folks were not too happy with the head sculpt. So they went back to the drawing board, and now we finally do get to see the new head sculpt for April, the default one. So are folks happy with this release finally, or should they have gone back to the drawing board one more time and changed up some more details with the figure? Well, let's take a look to see whether or not April here is worth adding into your collection. As you may be aware, the whole purpose of the Super7 Ultimates TMNT releases is that they are trying to recapture the magic from the initial vintage Playmates releases. So all of the details, or at least most of them, what they're trying to do is get them updated to modern day standards for some figures. Now, for April here, all of the details pretty much from the vintage figure are kind of recaptured here. There are some folks who are saying that there is only going to be bare plastic here for all parts of April. However, taking a look up close at this figure, I can say that yes, she is wearing her yellow jumpsuit. However, there are going to be some spots of orange spray in key areas, such as on her abdomen and on her bicep. So to say that there's no paint would not necessarily be true. One thing that a lot of folks were really hoping to see before release would be the alternate head sculpts. But I am happy to say that, at least for this particular unit, the head sculpts are pretty good. Yeah, this is the default one out of the box, and I do have to say that the red hair head sculpt, we do have brown hair for the other ones, brunette. This one actually does look very nice. The eyes are applied where they should be. The lipstick that April is wearing does look fine. It's not up on her nose, so not really much to say there. Her skin is a rather rosy color, which not everyone may necessarily be fond of, but what I can say is usually my camera goes haywire with yellow and this color for skin tone, and it's handling it rather fine, I would say. So take it as you will. Generally speaking, April is rather straightforward. There's not a whole lot of detail to be had here. So if you're looking for a rather fine looking April figure, then I would say that this is a rather good choice, considering the complexity of April figures on the market at this time in this scale. Articulation for April is rather short, sweet, and to the point here. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So we have a ball joint for the neck. She does have a lot of hair, so can't really look up too far, but can look down, obviously spin around and all that good stuff. Yay, there we go. Shoulders are on a swivel and hinge, so she can T-pose. No dedicated bicep swivel, but we do have single hinge elbows, which feature a swivel as well. So that's where our swivel is going to be. April is going to have swivel hinge wrists, so they're going to peg in and then also have it hinge movement. She is going to have a hand that features a trigger finger, and that is going to have up and down hinge movement and not in and out hinge movement. We'll see that when we get to the accessories. We do have a waist swivel, so she can spin around just like so. And then for the hips, we are going to have swivel hinge movement, so she can kick forward and back just like that, and then hinge out to the side like so for doing the splits. As you can see here, they do plug in on pegs for a little bit of thigh swivel movement, as you can see here. Very good. We do have single hinge knees, which also feature swivels. We do have hinge ankles, which also feature swivels, and that's going to be about it for articulation. So April isn't super duper articulated. Like, let's go ahead and pull out Mikey, who is also in Wave 3. He does have a few more points of articulation, but overall, if you use the accessories with April, which we're about to cover next, you can get her into some fun poses. Maybe double hinges would work out pretty well for April, but overall, I think this just meets the minimum requirement for being a fun action figure. All right, time to talk about accessories. And what does April come with? Well, she is going to come with 2 alternate head sculpts. She's going to come with 3 extra sets of hands. She's going to come with a flashlight, microphone, camcorder and tripod, press pass, 2 different turtle communicators. She's going to come with suitcase, ninja stars, a gun, and an unpainted weapons rack. So for the unpainted weapons rack, it's rather interesting because the overall runners on the sides are going to be the legs of the tripod if that's what you would like to use. So pretty ingenious there. So if you did want to display April like you would have back in the day with unpainted accessories, you can do that. Now for the alternate head sculpts, April is going to have what is closer to the original prototype head sculpt with brunette hair and overall smaller hair. Yeah, kind of odd to say, but it is what it is. Rather neutral expression, but it does work rather well. Personally, not my favorite. I do like the redhead, but for the brunette head sculpt, the eyes are placed where they should be, and her lipstick isn't on her nose. For the other head sculpt, it's going to be her with a rather happy expression. Again, quality control is rather fine, and we do have the headset. Now, the headset is not removable, so you can't put that on the other heads, which would have been rather neat, but it is what it is. And again, happy expression. She's on the job reporting, which this is actually rather unique and was not originally solicited. So this plus the red head for the head sculpt, rather good, rather good. Now, taking a look at the overall accessories that we do get here, she is going to come with the camcorder, the microphone, the flashlight, the gun, the briefcase. She's going to come with the ninja stars, the camcorder, and the press pass. So the press pass, rather straightforward. She wears it around her neck. I pretty much have that on her neck when I do have her sort of on display or paired up with another figure. But something to keep in mind, it is going to be on a string, so be careful when you're swapping out heads, so this way you don't break that. For the turtle comm, there was a change from the initial prototype where originally she was talking to Leo, now she's talking to Donnie. Just something to point out. The overall paint application here is rather rock solid, not too much to report back on here. Taking a look at the camcorder and the microphone overall, that works out just fine. Do wish that the tripod was a bit taller, but for on-the-spot displays, this one does work out just fine. Again, she is going to come with the gun. I never knew that the original vintage figure came with a gun. Okay, not known April to really use one in any of the other source materials, but hey, more power to her. The briefcase does open up. I'm not quite sure what exactly we're supposed to store in here or what the specific details are in there. But I would say try not to open this up all the way because it does look like the plastic is stressing a little bit. But if you do happen to stress this or break this, we do have that backup on the unpainted weapons rack. So you're good one way or another. Of course, she is going to come with those ninja stars, so if you did want to get a ninja April O'Neil, she is going to throw them. Something I did note is that for the displays that I have for the different characters throwing the stars, is that it seems like for the support stands that I use, these ones were not really able to fit on those little pegs that I use. It seems like these are a little bit smaller than the other ones, rather fitting considering she has smaller hands. So those are going to be the accessories, and to talk about the hands that she does come with, she is going to have left and right hands with trigger fingers. She's going to come with fists and splayed hands. Overall, for accessories, I don't know what else they could have added in here except for, again, an alternate tripod, one that was maybe bigger, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, again, maybe headset that could be used for the other head sculpts. I don't really know. But overall, if you need things like support stands or effect parts, you know I got videos to help you out. And here's a size comparison with all of Wave 3 side by side by side by side with some other figures you just might have, whether it's just going to be general, let's say SH Figuarts, or some other turtle related products. As you can see, they all scale nicely, not only with each other, but they blend in pretty well with some other figures. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Overall, in regards to her looks, this particular unit looks rather nice, and she picks up rather well on my camera. If you take a look at some of my other reviews, yellow gets completely blown out, whereas here, she looks just fine. In regards to articulation, she is not necessarily going to be the most articulated figure that Super7 has made, but she can get into some fun poses, especially when we take into account all of the different accessories that she is going to have. If you are looking to get an April figure, which at this time, considering what is on the market, this is probably going to be the easiest one to get your hands on. This is not really a bad choice whatsoever. It's actually rather nice. So if you're kind of on the fence, I would definitely say at least make the purchase. If you don't like it, maybe you can sell it, but I think that once you get it in hand, you would be rather pleased with what you are hearing compared to what you will have when you open it up. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.